Welcome into a Cleveland Browns mailbag here on the Browns Report by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson answering the questions that you guys asked during our live show, which airs every single Thursday at 4 Eastern. So if you want to be on the next mailbag, make sure you join us for our live show. All right, well, our first question comes in from Max Lane, and then we got some super chats, I think, to get to as well. But do you think the Browns will pick up or trade for anyone else? Good question, Max. The Browns have the number one most cap space right now in the entire NFL. I know it sounds weird to digest that, but it is true. $36 million. And they're not going to be in the shitter next year either. So they have the room if they need to make a trade, if an injury were to happen. I think at the moment, Andrew Berry is content with this roster. If he wanted to bring a veteran receiver like Will Fuller in, he would have already done that. Now, if the wide receiver room gets the slightest bit of an injury bug, or if players are still, dropping balls after the preseason, we might see a change then. But for now, I don't forecast a move happening unless we start to see players maybe in the wide receiver room or on the defensive line really struggle to get with the program once regular season football starts. All right, here we go. Soul Train has the next question. How will the Browns secondary do against a gunslinger like Baker Mayfield, who can make a good play, but very capable of throwing a pick six? I was wondering what's a more personal ideal outcome, if the first play is a pick six to Denzel Ward or a sack, fumble, scoop, and score by Myles Garrett. But how will the Browns secondary fare against a gunslinger like Baker? I think they're going to be just fine. Greedy Williams is, as we record this right now, dealing with a hamstring injury, but that's why you've got Martin Emerson. Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome are going to be going up against Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Terrence Marshall, who, outside of Moore, some have been rather underwhelming so far in Carolina. But all in all, that is not a battle of the field I am all that concerned with. I'm more concerned about the front four, the interior defensive line, and the pressure they can make so that JOK and Anthony Walker can do their job, which is tackle Christian McCaffrey, who's going to be getting a lion's share of all the carries, touches, and all above during this game. Tyler Becker, what's up, dude? Truthfully predict Baker's stat line for Sunday. I'll go 21 for 32-ish, 215 or so yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. This question comes in from Sean Flawn. Hey, Matthew, love the show. I only follow the Browns. Who should I be worried about from Carolina? Thanks so much. Hashtag Browns. Really appreciate the question, Sean, and the support here. So, a couple things. Let's run through this Panthers defense because, yes, you should be worried about Christian McCaffrey. That kind of goes without saying. That's true no matter who is playing the Browns here, right? But this Panthers secondary is a little bit what I'm looking at closer right now because Jeremy Chin, C.J. Henderson, and J.C. Horn do not get enough recognition as one of the better DB rooms in the NFL. So if these three guys can remove Amari Cooper from the game and force Anthony Schwartz or David Bell to step up, that's where I start to get a little bit worrisome. That is definitely a part of the game I'm watching closer of. Hey, if they want to bracket off Amari Cooper and say, beat us with your rookie or beat us with the guy who can't catch a cold, all of a sudden life might get difficult for Jacoby Brissett. Now predict the score for me. If you guys want to ride with the Browns, do so in the comment section, right? Let me know how much you got the Browns winning by. Or I respect your honesty if you're going to roll with Carolina. Don't root for Baker, though. I don't know. Root for the Browns. Teams are bigger than players. Root for the Browns. Tyler Becker, what's up? Another super chat. Let's go. Hope I'm wrong, but I can see our offense getting off to a slow start against this Carolina defense. Let me know what you think. I don't think you're wrong at all. I think that's kind of true for a lot of teams in general across the NFL, especially when this offense has a lot of new pieces at key positions. Jacoby Brissett and Amari Cooper, right? Your top wide receiver and quarterback have not had a preseason to work together in games. Stefanski, rightfully so in my opinion, opts not to play starters all that much in the preseason. So I could see there being some growing pains early on, which is why I think it's important to go to old reliable number 24, Nick Chubb, and let Kareem Hunt be the lightning to his thunder. We got a super chat now from Jim. This has just been a super chat palooza. Predict how many yards Nick Chubb runs for. Jim, I'm going to go for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. And then Kareem Hunt maybe gets like 80 yards and a receiving touchdown. And David Bell gets a score. How about that right there? All right. Before we answer the rest of the questions, I want to invite everyone watching right now to join our live watch party for this game. We're going to be live here on the channel. If you want to just join a Browns community, have the game on your TV, but also have us on your phone, your tablet, your computer, and just stay up to date so that when touchdowns are scored and field goals are made, you can be a part of something. So join us here on the channel once kickoff gets underway. Actually, 15 minutes before kickoff. Scorpion has the next question. Think Greedy Williams re-signs after this season? No, I don't think so for 2 reasons. Let's say Greedy balls out. Let's say Greedy has his best year yet. It's going to be in line for a good payday. A payday the Browns just can't afford. Too much money going to other places. Let's say Greedy does not have a good season. Kind of sucks. Just further points of why they drafted Martin Emerson, which was to replace Greedy Williams. Unless he finds some weird middle balance where he doesn't ball out, but he's not a disaster, which he isn't a disaster. But you see what I'm saying? Where he's kind of in no man's land, and he gets 2 other offers from the Falcons and the Lions, and he's like, no, I want to stay here in Cleveland and compete. I'll take less money. Other than that, I just don't see a path for him returning, which bums me out because I like Greedy Williams. All right, Gregory asking, who do you think scores first for Cleveland? We got a lot of like crystal ball moments right now on this show here. I will go with Nick Chubb, right? I think it's like a 6-yard plunge in the red zone to take a 7-3 lead after the Panthers maybe score first on the opening drive. All right, we have got an awesome deal, though, over at BetUS for all of you watching. If you haven't found your sportsbook partner yet, it is not too late. Throw some cheddar on the game, put your money where your mouth is, and go to chatsports.com/bet. Put in promo code Browns125, and the fine folks at Chat Sports and BetUS are going to tack on an additional 125% deposit bonus. Lay some green on this game right here and make some with me, Browns money line. All right, Ryan has the next question now. The floor is yours. Baker has an advantage. He has been playing against the Browns for his whole career. Yes, Baker has been going up against the Browns in practice for 4 seasons, okay? I don't think that actually gives him an advantage. One, I know this. When players move from one team to the next, the coach is not obligated to go, all right, Baker, take over the meeting and give us the whole game plan. That's not what's going to happen, right? Meanwhile, the Browns, they are familiar with Baker. And John Johnson, I think, said it best. There's 1 of him, and there's 11 of us. And this defense knows Baker's ticks, his tendencies. They know, hey, when the pocket starts to collapse, Baker does this a ton. We saw it every day in practice. Baker, on the other hand, he's going up against, some newer faces, right? He only played against Greg Newsome for 1 year last season. There's a new interior defensive line, so we can't tell the offensive line, hey, this guy loves to pull on this move here. Yeah, there's a lot of familiar faces still, but I still believe the edge goes to the Browns. Gregory, what's up, man? Who do you think has the biggest defensive impact for Cleveland on Sunday? So the easy answer is Myles Garrett. I do want to plug right now, the Panthers' offensive line surprised me. It's not a train wreck. It's actually not a disaster. Now, Garrett's going to be going up against Ike Ekwonu, the rookie left tackle picked 6 overall out of NC State. I don't think there's a worse possible opponent to have for your first NFL game than Myles Garrett as a left tackle, right? Myles Garrett's Superman abilities of speed and strength for a guy who excelled at run blocking over pass blocking, you got to be having some brown pants if you're Ekwonu right now. So I'll go with Myles Garrett. That's an easy answer. The second one answer, JOK, he'll have a big day chasing down Christian McCaffrey. One of the Noti Gang presidents here at the channel, KJ and Grant, how many season yards do you think Chubb and Hunt will get? Nick Chubb over 1,000 yards. Kareem Hunt over 1,000 all-purpose yards. I don't think he'll get there on rushing yards, though, because I think they're going to use him a lot more. They're going to have a lot more packages and sets and formations of Chubb and Hunt on the field at the same time, which, when that happens, I think it's, of course, either going to be one of two things, a run or a pass. And if it's a run, more times than not, it'll go to Chubb. And if it's a pass, more times than not, Brissett will look to 27 before 24. Roger Kale, what's up, dude? Lake Erie jump if the Browns lose. No. I made a bet months ago that if Baker Mayfield took one snap for the Cleveland Browns, I would jump into Lake Erie, and I never sweated. I was never concerned. I'm not just going to sell my body and soul for every single Sunday because I don't think the Browns are going to go 17-0 this season, so I don't want to do a polar plunge because of the Chargers game. So no Lake Erie bet here. I'll leave it up to you guys, though. Be creative. Let me know what my new Lake Erie bet should be. We could maybe do, I think they'll get above 500, but that's still too risky. I don't want to risk a whole bunch of injuries ruining something. Knock on wood. All right, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I really appreciate everyone watching that made us a part of your day, tuned in for our live show, or are joining us during our mailbag. Either way, appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter.